Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be demonstrating how to maintain your reticle's visibility while aiming down sights in BioShock 2 multiplayer, as well as using your own custom reticle in BioShock 2 multiplayer. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to jump into BioShock 2 multiplayer and demonstrate what I'm talking about. So normally when you're in game and you're in a match and you're just hip firing, your reticle is very prominent on screen, but if I were to aim down sights, my reticle disappears. And I don't like that. And you probably don't like it either. So how we're going to resolve this is we're going to come over to just click on the Microsoft icon, start icon rather, start icon. We're going to type in R, run. We're going to type in %, app, data, %. And I'm going to turn off my webcam here because this is important. Now, once you've done that, you're going to click on BioShock 2 Steam. You're going to scroll all the way down to user.mp.ini. And you're going to scroll down until you see default. Here we go. Default. This is what you're looking for. And you're going to scroll down further until you see the Z. So this is what you're looking for, ToggleZoom. So what you're going to do is you're going to replace ToggleZoom. If you're a keyboard and mouse user, you're going to replace that with this code right here. You're going to delete this and replace it with this. Now, since I'm a gamepad user, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to need to scroll a little bit further down. We see Xenon here. Here we go. Right here. I'm going to delete this, replace it with this. And also, we're going to scroll further down for the Big Daddy. Right here. You're looking for this, Big Daddy input. And same thing, you're going to find ToggleZoom if you're a keyboard and mouse user. Whatever your key is where you toggle zoom, you're going to want to replace that with the line that I just copy and pasted. So for me, again, it's going to be controller user Xenon right thumbstick, ToggleZoom, delete that, and replace it with this. So basically, we're just adding this right here. And we're going to save it. I guess no, we'll just exit for the sake of the demonstration. And now, when I launch BioShock 2 again, as you're going to see, my reticle will now remain visible, even while aiming down sights. So that's pretty convenient. Sucks to have to wait for the spawn in. You have to do it. So now, here's my reticle. Aim down sights, it still remains, and it remains with every weapon. So that's what I wanted to show off. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to open an internet browser, and we're going to go to... So that's the first part of the guide on how to retain your reticle's visibility while aiming down sights. The next part of the guide is showing you how to use your own custom reticle. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to ReShade. Click on ReShade. We're going to decline cookies. Going to download ReShade 6.2.0. Now we're going to... Well, actually, we'll keep the internet browser open because we'll come back to this here in a moment. So now, come over to our downloaded things, and then we're going to load up ReShade. We're looking for BioShock 2 multiplayer.exe. We're going to click Next. Use DirectX 9 because in the launch options for BioShock 2, you want to have it set to -DX9 because it prevents the game from crashing. So I recommend that. If you don't want to use -DX9, that's fine. And with this, you'll choose DirectX 10, 11, or 12. But for this, 10, 11, and 12. But for the sake of this demonstration, and because it's the best, I'll go with DirectX 9. We're going to click Next. I just use the default shaders here. You can use any one of these that you want, but I suggest just using these for the sake of this demonstration. We're going to click Next. Successfully installed ReShade. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up Browse Local Files, MP, Builds, Binaries, Reshades, and Shaders. This is basically what we just did. Then we're going to come down to Textures. And so for this, this is what you're looking for, layer.png. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over here and you're going to make a folder, backup folder. You don't have to do this, but I'm just going to do it for the sake of this demonstration. You can just title a new folder. We're going to drag and drop layer.png into this new folder, and we're going to replace it with a new layer.png. So what I made my own custom reticle. I would normally drag and drop this, but for the sake of this demonstration, to show you how to use your own custom reticle and make your own custom reticle, you can do it in Microsoft Paint, or you can come on the internet and just type in Reticle. And there's going to be a bunch of different reticles you can choose from. We'll just use this one for the sake of the demonstration. And now what I'm going to need to do, I need to do a little bit of work here. Since it's a WebP file, we're going to save this. You know what? I want to actually do this. We're actually going to make it a JPEG file because this is actually important. We're going to delete that WebMP file with the new JPEG file. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is, if it's a JPEG file, you want it to be a PNG file. So you're going to want to use a file converter. So we're done with this for now. Cloud Convert. We're going to select this since it's a JPEG. And we're going to convert this JPEG into a PNG file because it's important to have a PNG file. So you're going to convert it. Finished. Download. Now you have PNG file that you want. And now the problem is it has a white background. We want a transparent background. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove background. So Remove BG is the website for this. That's what I use. And we're going to upload the new reticle, the PNG file, and it just removed all of the background from it. So now we're going to download that. We can exit out of this. And now we have this PNG and the new PNG. And I'll show the two. There's the old one, there's the new one. And we'll delete this. But now what we need to do is we need to rename this new image that we just made and title it layer.png. And now this new reticle that we just made, we're going to drag and drop this into the textures folder. The ReShade and Shaders textures folder. Now we have this here. We can exit this, and we'll keep this open for now. But now we're going to load up the game again. You should see a prompt that initializes and installs. There it is, ReShade. And now we're going to press Shift Home, and you'll see a tutorial option. You can choose to go through the entire tutorial. For the sake of this demonstration, we're going to skip it. And you're going to come down to, I don't want to hear it. Okay. All right, so now we're going to click on layer.fx. Oh, that's a bit large. Yeah, so we're going to go make this way smaller than it is. Down to like... that looks about right, I suppose. Maybe that looks a little bit better. We could go 0.20, you know, that looks a little bit better. For this, we're going to type in 1000 down here for layer size X. Down here, we're going to do the same thing, layer size Y. See, it looks pretty crisp now. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. Everything else we leave the same. Now we're going to exit out of that, of ReShades, home menu. And now we're just going to start up a match. Now, one thing you're going to notice here, there's going to be an issue that comes up. And if you follow the previous guide about how to maintain your reticle's visibility while aiming down sights, you're going to see that that's actually going to become an issue here in a moment. So there's my reticle in the middle of the screen. But the problem is it's on top of the default reticle. Now, what we're going to do to fix that is we're going to quit the Windows, and we're going to come over to Run again, %, app data, %, BioShock 2 Steam, scroll all the way down to user.mp.ini. We're going to scroll down to ToggleReticle right here. Well, first, no. We're going to scroll into default. When you see default, this is what we're looking for. And you're going to want to copy and paste Reticle 0 in whatever keybind you want. You're going to want to copy and paste this. I already have it copy and pasted, but you're going to want to copy and paste it here. And you're also going to want to do it with the Big Daddies as well. The Big Daddies input, it's right here. Big Daddy input. So on any keybind of your choice, you're going to want to toggle Reticle 0 here as well. And then you're going to want to save it. And now we're going to launch BioShock 2 again. Now, I'm going to demonstrate another issue that can show up. Okay. We're going to load it up again. And I want to go through and I want to show you all the possible issues that can show up. So you won't be lost and you won't think, wow, I followed everything he told me to do, but something's still going wrong here. I want to guide you through all of this. So this is what can happen, even if you put the toggle reticle off, the toggle reticle 0 that I just showed you. This is what can happen. So as you can see, they're stacked again, but since we put that toggle reticle 0, the default reticle, when you press whatever bind you assigned it to, it disappears. But when I aim down sights, it reappears and stays reappeared until I toggle it again. And that's a problem. Now, the reason that's happening is because of the first part of this guide. Okay, the first part of this guide is why that's happening. So when we come here, when I showed you, well, default, again, we're coming to default. When I showed you the toggling zoom, well, for me, it was with a gamepad, so I'm going to come down here. This toggle reticle 1, that's what causes it. That's what causes the reticle to pop back up. So what you want to do is you want to either choose one or the other. Either you want to use your own custom reticle and not be able to maintain your aiming down sights with zoom with the default reticle, or you want to not use your custom reticle and choose to use the default reticle and then use this to maintain your reticle's visibility while aiming down sights. So because we're using a custom reticle, we're going to delete this, and we're just going to keep it default, toggle zoom. And we want to do this with the Big Daddies as well. So if you're using a custom reticle, you want to ignore the first part of this guide completely. And I think that's important that I should have mentioned that earlier. But so here, toggle reticle 1. We're going to delete that and just keep it default. Now we're going to save it. And we'll leave this open for now. Did I save it? Yeah, we saved it. Okay. Now we're going to load up BioShock 2 again. And there's a lot of loading it up, I know, but it's important for demonstration purposes. And another thing you want to do that I forgot to mention is that if you, for whatever reason, don't want to use a custom reticle, you want to deactivate it, you can come over to settings up here, and you can use a toggle key. For me, I'll just set it to 9. And you can toggle on your custom reticle. Like toggle it on, toggle it off. And that's important. So home is here, settings, you can, whatever key you want, you can toggle off the effects. We're going to jump into a lobby. and a match. And now, when I aim down sights, it won't re-trigger the default reticle. So it should only show the custom reticle once I press the 0 key.
Ryan reminds us we all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us.
0 key. See, now when I aim down sights, it no longer shows up. Now you will see a flicker of the default reticle because it's trying to, there's some latency in when it tries to register which weapon you're using or what reticle you're using. But it's pretty minimal, like you barely notice it. A fraction of a second. Oh, and I'm going to demonstrate, like I told you, the keybind to deactivate ReShader's effects is 9. I can deactivate the custom reticle and reactivate the custom reticle by pressing, for me, 9, or whatever you choose to press. And that's it for that. Now, so that shows you how to use your custom reticle. And it works for the Big Daddy suit as well. That's important. Now, one thing I need to mention is if you want to completely uninstall, if you want to completely uninstall ReShader from your computer, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, what you're going to do is, for the sake of this demonstration, we're going to right-click on BioShock 2, browse local files. Well, first, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to come over to ReShader, ReShade setup.exe. This is what we do first. I forgot. You need to do this first. We're going to click on BioShock 2. Basically, the same thing we did to install it, we're going to uninstall it. We're going to click on Next, DirectX 9, or whatever you're using. Uninstall ReShade and effects. This is what you want to do. Next, finish. Now, once you've done that, and we can uninstall that as well, or delete it, we're going to right-click on BioShock 2, manage, browse local files, and multiplayer, builds, binaries, ReShade shaders. You're going to delete this. I'm going to delete this folder right here. And any file that is pertaining to ReShade. So ReShade preset.ini, you're going to delete this as well. Anything that says ReShade. So I don't see any more. I'm looking for the date for the 15th. I'm not seeing anything that shows the 15th. Okay, so it should be good now. We should be fine. It should be completely off my computer now. But one thing that can happen is that this file right here, D3D9, won't actually uninstall. Like you need to uninstall that too. Like even when you do the process I just did of uninstallation of the game by going back to the ReShade setup, sometimes it won't uninstall this file right here, so you'll have to do it manually. And that's kind of annoying. And you'll find it in here. So you want to sort, and then you'll find it under the D. So you'll find it in a D, like whatever it's titled. Like, for example, it's D3, D9. You'll find it here. Oh, you don't need that. You'll find it in here somewhere. Should be around here somewhere. But that's all you need to do. So that's how you do it. That's how the whole process of installing, well, allowing you to aim down sights if you choose to use the custom reticle, and aim down sights while using the default reticle. My apologies. And if you want to use a custom reticle, I'll walk you through that as well. I really hope you enjoy watching this, and I hope it wasn't too complicated. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section, or reach out to me on Discord. My Discord name is Slayaja, and Slayyaja. And I'd be happy to assist you. So I hope you found this informative. I hope you have fun experimenting with different reticles, and thanks for watching.